I began to feel like I had something to prove. Not for me, for them, for their satisfaction, for their acceptance. And every day of my life, I live my life for everybody else but myself. Every day. I became a people pleaser. It wasn't one thing you couldn't get from me without me feeling like God gonna give it back tenfold. So the world did as the world does. And they take advantage. And we let them. And then somewhere along the line, someone says, you don't believe in yourself. You're not worth it. And along the lines, you start to believe it. Because everything you do, you don't do for yourself. So I had a rude awakening, y'all. My health started deteriorating. And the people that I loved, I couldn't call and say, hey, I need help. Oh, well, I can't watch your kids. And it's not like I have 4 children now. And it's not like, I've raised my children to be disrespectful, to not be obedient. I've done a really good job with raising my kids. And there's a fly that wants to get on the camera, so we'll see if he actually does. But there were just so many times where I would reach out for help, even if it was temporary, and wasn't able to receive it. Before I went to foster care, I lived with my mom. We moved to Alabama, and a week later, she was killed. Her face went through the windshield of a car, and I never seen her again. And deep down, my brother and I knew that something wasn't going to be right that night. So we begged her not to go. And she was like, oh, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. And she left. And that kind of eye-opening experience of losing your best friend, but your mother, your teacher, your advocate, it definitely left me to question who I am without her. Who will I be without her? Because I leaned on everything outside of myself to make me who I am today. And it took a lot of failed opportunities, a lot of disappointments within people, a lot of anger and frustration to get to the person that I am today. Because who I am today, I understand that humans are not perfect. And I understand, as my favorite Bible verse will say, is we war not with flesh and blood, but spirit and principalities. So I'm aware, and I'm not upset when humans behave like humans. As you can see, my hair is not locked up. I go against societal norms every day. I don't wear lashes every day. I don't even get my eyebrows done on a regular. And it's not because I don't believe in self-care. It's just that I believe in being soulfully, authentically myself. And when I show up to that space, I hope that my aura speaks louder than my mouth. I hope that the way that I treat people will show in the way that I care about people. And I hope that every time I put my foot forward, that every step that comes after that is a testament of the faith that I take and all of the things that I do and lean on God to provide me for. I said that wrong, but you know what I mean. It's just like, I realized as this world broke me down to the bare minimum of skin and bone, no muscle, that this was a war that I couldn't do on my own. And that this war couldn't just be fought in the physical realm. It had to be fought in the spiritual realm. And then I needed to be equipped for that. But I also had to stop running from what God was telling me that I could do and all the things that I could be. So, you know, I tried therapy when I first went into foster care, and we're talking about 12 years old. And it just wasn't a good fit for me. Because every time I told her about something in my life, it was always, but your foster mom has the answer. And there was never a look within yourself. It was never a, you know, look up to God, or, you know, of course you want me to define these things about me, you know. You want me to define my values and my goals and all these things, but at 12 years old, I don't know what that means, because I have to live under the circumstances of another being. And that being is manipulating my life and telling me that what once was okay is no longer okay. So, again, I realized that in this world, there's a lot of pain. There's a lot of hurt. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of disappointment. And somehow, the world has a way to make us feel like it's okay to keep living there. Somehow, the world has a way to tell us that we're not enough when we show up authentically ourselves. I made a post the other day and I said, wow, I don't even want to speak upon the gatekeeping that comes of being a Black holistic healer. I don't want to speak upon the things that happens when you're trying to really teach the authentic word, the natural order. Because if society can't make $1 out of it, they criticize it, they scrutinize it, they minimize it. When you are no longer working for the system, but for the people, you are not only a threat to society, you're a threat to the community. You're an imbecile, you're little, you're small. You won't go anywhere. That's what they like you to believe. So, once I got into sound healing, I just felt a peace that I've never felt before. I got answers that I have been waiting for, prayed about, asked God, and it was always like, you know, you can go make a song. You know, some of you may know, like, I love making music. It's my hobby. It's my outlet. I'll make a song, record it, and leave it on my phone. The world never hears it. But God was consistently telling me to use that vibration to elevate, not just myself, but the people. Give them encouragement. Let them know where you've came from. Let them know the trials and tribulations you've had to surpass. Let them know what I've brought you out of. Because every day you show up as a behavior interventionist. Every day you show up as a mother. Every day you show up as a student. Every day you show up as a business owner. But those are all labels. And yes, like I said before, every step that I take forward, I hope that you see that everything that comes after that ain't nothing but God. But the reality is, I'm stepping in all those labels, but I wasn't stepping for myself. I was still doing for others. In the craziest capacities, y'all. We'll get to that another day. But wouldn't it be nice to live in a world where the people you are around support you, and they'll tell you when you're wrong, and you might disagree with how they feel. They'll tell you, like, hey, this is wrong, but hey, this is the things or the steps you could take to make it right. Hey, it's okay. I got grace 70 times 70. It's okay. I help you. I love you. I support you. Not when you're wrong, but when you're right. And when you're taking the time to fully heal and focus on you and elevate you, and not for the material gains of the world, but for spiritual enlightenment, for God's purpose, the whole reason why you're here. It's so easy for us to fall victim to flesh, or even try to ride it alongside it and try to do things to make us forget about the pain that we really feel. So with Holism Haus, I have a larger vision than where I am today. My larger vision is that I can have a big wellness center. And on one side of that wellness center is a full service spa where you have sound healing, massage, Reiki, you name it. You name it. Holistic doctors, all of it. And on the other side of that wellness center will be a space for youth to come. An after school program where you can drop your kids off there, go over on the other side and get some healing, and you don't have to be disturbed. And in that youth side, I want to be able to teach youth the skills that they need to be able to self-regulate, to be able to not succumb to the things of the world, but understand that their purpose in life is bigger than what the enemy is throwing at them in this time. It's deeper than what your friends are saying, but give them empowerment through that. Teach them, show them, model for them. And we don't stop there. Because in the backyard, yes, we'll have a playground, a pool, barbecues, because it's house for a reason. I want you to feel at home. And we'll have events and gatherings and come together and heal together, love each other. And just about 25 feet behind that backyard with beautiful scenery, crystal, furniture, is going to be a space of tiny houses where we rehabilitate at-risk youth, teen parents, juveniles, we want to get you to that point of learning about home ownership and acquiring it. You use that tiny house as a stepping stone with full case management. And not just any case management that actually cares, that actually loves you, that actually wants to see you thrive, that actually wants to go the extra mile for you. Because everybody that, when I get to that point to hiring, everybody's going to have a heart just as big as mine. And everybody's going to be just as genuine as I am. And yeah, you're going to be around a couple aunties or whatever, because sometimes I get labeled as an auntie. You know, like I said, I work for the school, and yes, I could be called Coach Mandy, but some people be like auntie, because auntie going to keep it real with you. And I'm not going to steer you wrong. I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell my kids. Because in this world that we live in, it's about winning souls. It's about doing what God needs you to do. It's not about what we want to do. It's always going to be uncomfortable when we got to do what we got to do. And I'm not saying you can't be, take a break or you can't take a step back. I'm not saying that. We're all going to take a fall from grace. But what did you learn from it? And so just being there authentically, like I said, soulfully authentic, to help, to help our community heal genuinely. To help our community be better as one. Because when you only focus on one part of the person's healing, that person will never fully be healed. I don't want to just focus on your trauma. I want to focus on the barriers that you have in society so that you can actually live and not just survive. Where I see Holism Haus going, I place in God's hands every day, because He knows what I want to do. And sometimes, I don't get the support from Lansing like I would like. But I'm going to keep taking a step every day because this is my home city. And this is a beautiful city. And I've been taking walks around the trails. And as you see, I'm always by the water. I'm always looking for a refresh, renewal, new air into things that we've seen to just surpass and throw to the wayside. I believe that we are in a place right now where we can grow together or we can grow apart. And if we continue to go with societal norms, we will continue to struggle because that's what the system was created for us to do. I thank God for the resources that are actually coming through and supporting people entirely, because there are systems out there. I may not agree with every last one of them, but it's okay. If you can get the help that you need, by all means. So, again, my name is Miranda. I also go by Coach Mandy. I am the owner of Holism Haus, where we're soulfully authentic, offering deeply immersive experiences for the mind, body, and energy, so that you can be your best self, so that you can change the generational trajectory of your lives, your family's lives. I thank you all for listening to me today, and I hope you know that change doesn't happen overnight, but I'm willing to put in the work, baby.